right, 26 minutes before 11 o'clock. Joe Reichel is in the studio from Damage Control Services. He'll answer your questions about what he does and what he can do for you if your house has been damaged by anything. It's amazing how many things actually can happen to our houses. And this is the subject that, you know, when you listen to Joe talk, you think to yourself, okay, well, this is other people's problems. My house is fine. And then you go home, oh, my goodness, where's Joe's number? You know, that I mean, you have that kind of a place in this world, Joe. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You listen to it's like a horror story.
I'm the guy that I hope you never have to call.
Yeah.
I hope that you never need my number, but just in case you do, I'm here. Hopefully, it's my idea. I mean, I give out lots and lots of business cards, and I always tell people that exact same thing. I hope you never have to call me, but if a family or a friend or somebody you know needs, I want to be there to help.
Did I tell you that I thought your business needed one of those magnet business cards?
Yes, yeah, we do need to get those.
Well, and the reason, I guess it's obvious to see why I say that, because it's the kind of thing, you get the business card. What do you do with business cards? You put them in your wallet, you put them in your glove compartments, right?
Right.
But if you have one on the fridge, and somebody says, "Oh, I can't believe it! A car drove into my garage and threw it." Well, I got this guy's number on my refrigerator, right?
Yeah, we get calls for all kinds of different things. This weekend we were working on a mold job. It was a roof leak that was next to a chimney where the water was coming in alongside the chimney and down into the house, and homeowner didn't notice it until the mold started showing up, and we were able to quarantine off the area, got the equipment in there to dry it out and clean it out, and now we're working on the putting back process. So
what happened? The sealant just broke down from years or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it can be a maintenance issue. I mean, you never really know where never know what might happen or what might cause a leak, but this is just I mean, it can be put together wrong to begin with, and then over time start causing a problem.
Have you gotten to the point, and the guys you work with, the Sobieskis, have you guys gotten to the point where you can walk into a house and say, there's mold in here somewhere, you can smell it?
Well, you can smell it. I mean, there's depending on the type, on the severity of it, you can smell it. This home, there wasn't really any notice of it.
Really?
But it was kind of behind the baseboards. They had a 6-inch base, and it was behind there. You really couldn't. And it was behind the TV. You wouldn't even really notice it. But when it gets bad, and probably if there was a lot of rain and it started causing some serious problem, it would have. It would have, begun to get, or would have started to get to a type or a level where you could start smelling it.
Have you ever had a case? This is more of an insurance question than a how do you fix it question. But have you ever had a case where a municipality was actually responsible for the damage? Let's say a telephone pole fell into a house. Who pays then? Is it your own homeowner's insurance, or does the city or whoever owns the telephone pole?
Well, your homeowner's insurance would pay for that. They would take care of it. But, like, for example, whenever, I think it was I'm not trying to think when it was, last summer or last spring, we had all the flooding right in this area here.
Oh, right, on the boulevard.
Right.
Eastern part.
The city was... they were responsible for the flooding because of the storm drain. The storm drains didn't work properly.
Okay. So that's an example of what I'm talking about.
Right.
So did the repairs that got done, were they paid for by the city? Or by the insurance of the city?
Well, I don't really know exactly who all was responsible for that, but I know that a lot of the homeowners were looking to the city to take care of.
So would you, right? So would I. Yeah.
Because they're, a lot of them didn't have flood insurance and things like that.
Do we have many basements?
Not many in this area.
No.
There are a few. I was talking with someone recently. I'm trying to think.
This is almost like a basement here, sort of.
Sort of. It is lower.
Kind of.
Not really, but
it's a half a basement.
But there are several in the area, several homes, a lot of them in the historic section that do have basements. and most of them here have some sort of a pump system in order to get water out when it does rain, because they will flood, you know, in this area.
I would too. Yeah. Yeah. So as we are now saying goodbye to the cold weather, the next thing we look forward to, not in the real sense of looking forward to, but the next thing we learn about is the beginning of hurricane season.
Right. We've got hurricane season.
When does that actually start? June 1st?
I think it's June, yeah.
Okay.
We've we've got a few months till then, but right now is when these spring showers that we get, it loosens up the soil, and then these breezy days, you'll end up with a lot more trees on homes. That'll be what kind of is happening right now, and then we'll be going into hurricane season, which the more rains and wind, and it can always end up with a lot of wind damage and trees on homes as well. So that's kind of the this time of the year right now is storm and tree damage.
Wow. Have you had a case where somebody was cutting down a tree to prevent that? The tree fell on the house. Have you ever had that?
We have not. Fortunately, we haven't had to help anybody in that type of situation. That would
be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
There is pictures on the internet where a person was cutting down a rather large tree, and it went right down the middle of a home.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And probably doing that so that it wouldn't happen by nature.
Right. I mean, it was right next to the house. Ooh. So, and then that's one thing I've cut lots of trees. My father, the job that he used to have, he cut lots of trees, and I remember lots of people, and growing up, and still do, the neighbors and whatnot would call my dad and say, "Hey, I need you to cut this tree," and you've got to be very careful cutting trees. That's why I don't typically do it anymore. We'll call in professionals in order to take care of that kind of stuff, because you never know when you're cutting something and a wind might a gust of wind might take it the opposite direction that you want it to go. And, unless there's, and that's one thing. There's always kind of, accidents with people and, up ladders, cutting, limbs and stuff. And the limb will fall and knock the ladder out.
Right.
So that's something I don't like to be around. It scares me.
The smoke that was in the air yesterday.
That was terrible.
By the way, is it still out there? Is it?
Well, the forest, this one I talked to one of the guys that works for us, and he's selling his way in. He lives out in the forest, and he's selling his way in. They had the sheriff cars were set, every so far apart with their lights on alongside the road, because the smoke was so bad you couldn't really see very far in front of you.
Wow.
So they were
Where is that?
Coming in Highway 40.
Okay. Is that where you live? You live out that way?
One of the guys that works for us was coming in that way.
Yeah. So when you hear that, and according to the news, the people who had homes that might have been in jeopardy were relieved of that. You have to stand up and thank the firefighters, don't you? Think about what they have to do.
Yes, that is a dangerous job. One that I wouldn't want anything to do with, because I was a volunteer firefighter one night.
One night.
One night.
That's one night more than me.
Yeah, I was still in high school.
Really?
But it was kind of exciting.
Did you go out on a call?
No, I just got to stay in the station in case of a fire.
I got you.
Everybody, all of the stations were called out to a fire at the power plant, and I had to stay with everybody else. So, but in forest fires and things like that, it is always a terrible situation where you really don't know. You're battling the weather.
Okay, Robin handed me a note that said a listener posted some photos on the WOCA Facebook page. I'm assuming it has something to do with what we're talking about.
Oh, this should be good.
See what it is. A listener posted photos. There's a dog. Robin, where are the photos? Am I looking at the wrong thing? I see a dog.
Dogs are good.
Huh? Go down?
Wait.
Where is it?
Above that.
Above that?
Oh, where'd it go? It's gone.
Maybe they put friends only and I'm not a friend?
It's gone.
Maybe I need to sign on.
What were they pictures of?
Oh, it's on the it's on the smoke.
Here.
Oh, the smoke.
Robin, sign in on the WOCA and then...
Yeah, that smoke was terrible. Yesterday here in Ocala it was really bad, and today, fortunately because of the wind, but Whoever's in the path of that definitely has a.
Now, you don't think the smoke
day.
itself could cause damage, do you?
Well, not that type of smoke.
Oh, there it is.
When a home is on fire, when you have a fire in a home, there's a lot of smoke damage from a fire.
Okay.
But that type of damage you don't typically, or that type of smoke you don't.
So how do we make this so that it's visible to everybody? Okay, it says visible to friends only. So I'm not a friend, obviously. But anyway, there's a picture of the smoke.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're a friend of him, but not WOCA, because I'm a friend of W's. All right, let's go to the phone, I think. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Status service provider calling to verify recent changes to your Google local listing.
That's a good call. Appreciate your call this morning.
Now see how I handled that damage? I just turned it off.
Just turned it down.
I handled the damage.
Hung up on him.
Anyway, whoever posted this posted 2 pictures, and if the person who posted is listening, click on that little thing that makes it accessible to the public, and that way everybody will be able to see. Look at that smoke. Wow.
That was terrible.
Wow.
I hope they weren't the ones driving whenever they were taking those pictures.
Well, it looks like it was from the passenger side. I'm just kidding. I can't tell.
Hope so.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, what you said at the beginning, you are the guy you don't want people to have to call, but at the same time, knowing that you're there is what this show is about.
Right.
Actually, so people get to know that you're available.
I want to be there just in case. You know, I want my job with Damage Control Services is to make sure that people know what we do in event of a disaster. You know, we're able to help them through the process because, you know, typically this is something they've never had to go through before. They don't know who to call or what to do. And so, you know, our experience with this, we're able to walk them through the process one step at a time in order to help them get everything taken care of and rebuilt. And
I think you have a genuine call right now. Good morning. You're on there with Joe.
It's as genuine as you're going to get out of me. Hey, quick question. It's Saturday night. It's 9 o'clock at night. Something breaks. There's a major catastrophe in the house. Can't get a hold of my insurance agent. Can I just call you and have you come fix it and they'll deal with it later? Or, you know, my question is, insurance companies being as insurance companies can be about claims and stuff, if I need something fixed in a hurry, how can I get that done without contacting my insurance company first? And I'll hang up and get the answer. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. That's a great question. And that's something, as a homeowner, your job, I mean, your responsibility is to alleviate, you know, to take care of damage and eliminate further damage from happening. So if you have some sort of a disaster, a tree falls on your home, or you have a fire and the fire company comes in and the door's busted down, windows are open, and you're not able to stay there, and vandals come in and do more damage afterwards, or there's a hole in the roof and the elements cause further damage, or let's just say a pipe was to break and you've got an inch of water everywhere and you let that sit. You know, that's causing more damage. So your responsibility is to keep damage from, to eliminate further damage. So you can, do several things. One is to contact your insurance company. But if it is, like you said, Saturday night or after hours, they're not typically going to respond. So you want to keep further damage from happening. So if that means cleaning up what you can, protecting by putting a tarp on the roof or boarding up the windows, these are the things that you have the responsibility to do. If you can't physically do it, you need to contact a company to take care of that. Someone that can do it, and your insurance company will pay for these repairs or these emergency services to be taken care of. So whatever the time. I mean, we've got guys that are ready to go 24 hours a day. So if you have a flood and it's 11 o'clock at night, you call me, we're on our way. And we're able to extract the water. We get the plumber in there if we need to, and get whatever repairs taken care of or the water turned off till we can get a plumber there. Get it dried out and get start the process, or we're boarding up the house or putting a tarp on the roof. I mean, we've had several jobs where 11, 12 o'clock at night we're out there with a tree guy, taking a tree off of a house. So I mean, that's part of our job. That's what we do. That's why we're here. That's the nature of this business, is to take care of you when these things happen, no matter what time it is.
And he's right. The insurance company probably couldn't care less if you called them after the fact.
Well,
because they're going to make the same decision one way or the other.
Right. Yeah. They're not they're not able to take care of it immediately. I mean, pretty much what they do, depending on your insurance. I mean, you've got to start a claim. So you call the claims department, and the claims department will start your claim. They'll send out an adjuster, and the adjuster will figure out what needs done in order to get the repairs started. I mean, that's all pretty much starting the rebuild process. Cleaning up is entirely separate. That's usually done, or sometimes, probably about 50% of the time, done prior to the adjuster coming. I mean, it could be 3-4 days before an adjuster gets to your house.
So then you say, it was way worse than this.
Well, and that's where, a lot of times we tell people, take lots of pictures.
Take photos, yeah.
Yeah, our job, I mean, one of the things we do is to document everything that we do.
That's good.
I mean, we take lots and lots of pictures, and that way we're able to present them, to the insurance to the insurance company, to the adjuster, and also the homeowner is able to have these pictures for their file, so they'll know everything that was done, the way it looked before, and everything is documented so that they know. And as long as you do this, your insurance company or your adjuster typically is not going to have a problem with everything, because they can see what was done. And they know. I mean, they go on lots of these calls, so they know. Yeah, when you have a flood, they know how it is.
But do you have to prove that you were not negligent in any way? And with a car, you often do. Do you have to do that with your house?
It really depends. A lot of times they'll have to look and see what caused the damage.
Okay, so if I leave the stove on and I start a fire, God forbid.
Well, and
I'm more responsible than if
I'm not sure so much about that, but like I was thinking more in the lines of, for example, like maintenance issues. A lot of times, if you have a roof that hasn't been repaired and or has an area that is worn, the roof needs replaced, and now you have severe damage inside because of a roof leak. Your insurance company is not typically going to cover that because it's negligence on your part.
Does homeowners insurance include, and I guess maybe this is more of an insurance question, but does it include like sheds, outdoor buildings, things like that?
It really depends on your policy. Yeah, if you have outbuilding coverage on your, you can have everything covered, yes. And that depends on your policy. And that's why it's very important to sit down with your homeowner's insurance, with your agent, who's handling your insurance, whatever your insurance is. Have an agent that's going to explain to you exactly what's covered. Exactly what's covered, and if this happens, am I taken care of? Go through different scenarios and find out. One job that we're working on right now, wind. If it's wind damage to a home, their deductible is $10,000. So that's a pretty heavy deductible that they have to pay. If it is, if it's water, it's only a $1,000 deductible if it's water damage. So in a situation, you know, a home like, you know, a home, if you have that type of coverage, you may want to make sure, you know, for, you know, let's just say a tree next to your house, you can have it taken down for $1,000 or $2,000. It would be worth doing that because you're going to have to come out of your pocket $10,000 if it falls on your house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Right. Right.
I mean, that's the, you know, something you really want to make sure that you know what your insurance covers.
So if wind blows a tree down, does the wind insurance apply, or does? Okay,
Yeah.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, that would be considered wind damage.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know if that was because the wind didn't directly affect your house.
Right. Yeah, that's the way that one's being covered, is under wind damage.
Do you have a job that you're doing right now that you want to talk about, and tell us a little bit about it?
We've got we're wrapping up to the paint stages now, I guess, of the WOCA building.
Oh,
That's
right.
The radio station and the mall build out that we're doing.
Right.
We've got the roof went on yesterday. I think it was yesterday on the Be Quick convenience store out in Dunellen.
Right.
So the front of the store pretty much looks like it's going to be done. I'm going to be posting pictures on Facebook of that job today with the finished paint and the new roof, the metal roof on the front. So that's pretty good.
Well, that's exciting for them as much as ours is exciting for us.
Yeah. Anytime you come to a close on a job, it is exciting.
Now, bringing up the WOCA job that you're doing for us.
Okay.
That is the exception to what you said in the beginning. We wanted to call you for that. Obviously, there was no damage. There was no tree or wind or rain. It was. We needed somebody who knew contracting.
Right. That was just a straight out construction job. But however, there was a lot of demolition that had to go into that. So, I mean, you could kind of call that a disaster.
Okay. Really?
No, I mean that's one thing about just like even a remodel. Any type of a remodel project. We've got one we're doing in Quail Meadow. An extensive home remodel for a family over there, and it is pretty much a complete facelift, exterior and interior of this home. And anytime you have a job like that, exactly like the mall build out for the radio station, you have to do just as much. You have to go backwards before you can go forward.
Okay.
So you're making a big disaster.
So you had to demolish something over at the mall?
And there was a lot that had to come out of there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Walls came down and flooring was removed. And
okay.
We've got another project that we're getting ready to start in the mall, getting in the food court area, another location ready for another company, another business going in there, and there's going to be quite a pretty extensive demolition project
busy.
With that.
Is Damage Control Services growing?
Are we growing? We are constantly growing.
You must be.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good right now. We've got a lot of things happening. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Staying very busy, but my job is to continue keeping people aware of the disaster part of what we do, though. Right. I mean,
now, can you just comment on one thing?
Sure.
What was the big flip-flop in the Facebook picture? What the heck was that?
That is for a new restaurant that's coming out on Lake Weir.
Okay.
Eaton's Beach.
Okay.
Bar and Grill, Sandbar and Grill. It's going to be an exciting place opposite side of the lake of Gator Joe's. It's going to have be very similar to, if you're familiar with Gator Joe's restaurant, you can drive your boat up there, or you can drive in with your car.
So you can say I was eating at Eaton?
You were eating at Eaton. There you go. Eating at Eaton's Beach. But it's going to be, I think they termed it Flora Louisiana or something like that. Cuisine.
Oh, okay.
Flora Louisiana, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Sounds like something healthy.
But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. They had a really nice groundbreaking that we did. I'm an ambassador with the CEP, so we were out there for the groundbreaking.
Oh, okay.
And another company, Fabian Dinkins, is doing the construction for that one.
Oh, okay.
And they've got a beautiful dock that they've put in, and restaurant's going to be amazing.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait for that to be open.
Yeah, and you are involved in a lot of things in the community besides damage control services. But that's,
quite a bit of stuff.
That's kind of the heart of what we do, at least in this show.
Well, that is my job with Damage Control Services, is to be involved in the community and make people aware that we're here.
Right.
So,
Joe, always fascinating to listen to the stories of the things that you do, and I'm always impressed by the fact that in order to do what you do, you have to have some kind of a sense of humanity or something. I don't know how to say it, psychology or something. I mean, you obviously are dealing with people who are at a moment in their life they hope to be through real quickly,
And that, sadly, whenever disaster happens, it's going to be a process that can take months to go through as far as the rebuild, depending on what it is. I mean, we've got some that we're in and out of in a week, but then some last months. So, but that's why we're here for people. All
right, Joe, what's your phone number?
My phone number is 352-817-6574, or you can email me, joe@damageflorida.com.
Okay. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Have a great week.
We'll take a little break, and we will be right back.
Damage control, damage control.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. Hundreds of flights have been grounded at Denver International Airport by an early spring blast of heavy snow, up to 20 inches in some spots. The Denver school system declared a rare April snow day. Gas prices have throttled back slightly. They've dropped 4 cents a gallon in the past week to a national average of $3.61 a gallon. The gun battle is getting personal on Capitol Hill. President Obama brought in the big guns, family members of Sandy Hook school shooting victims, to lobby members of Congress for stricter laws. Senate Republicans are pledging to block a vote. Imagine showing a first-run movie in your own home that's still playing at the local cinema. A new service called Prima allows a select few to screen current movies for a price, $35,000 for the equipment and up to $600 per film. It's sure to be a hit with the visiting team's fans. A restaurant at Brooklyn's Barclay Center is featuring enemy food, meaning if the 76ers come to town, the 4040 Club and Restaurant will serve Philly cheesesteak. If the Mavericks visit, it'll be Tex-Mex fare. This is ABC News.
Ew, get the stinky dog away from me.
Petey stopped eating. All his hair fell out.
Mounds and mounds of fur. Our hairballs have hairballs.
Bad breath and bad gas.
Chew himself raw, sticky, gooey, smelly. She scratched incessantly.
At least $5,000 in vet bills.
I heard about Dynavite on this radio station.
I just called my wife. I said, dear, you got to check out Dynavite.
I logged on to DINOVITE.com.
The omega-3 fatty acids, zinc.
There's flaxseed oil, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
6 days later, my dog's ear problems were cured. The shedding has stopped and the itching has stopped.
His breath was better. His gas was better.
Tons of energy. No more bad smell.
She has gotten this puppy look. Her coat has sheen. Everything we tried failed except the Dynavite.
My vet was completely blown away.
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Swear it, Florida. Mostly sunny today and pleasantly warm this afternoon with a high of 80 to 84. And tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies, low 63 inland to 69 along the coast. Partly sunny and warm tomorrow with a shower with thunderstorm around, mainly in the afternoon, the high 80 on the coast to 86 inland. Thursday, partly sunny and breezy with a shower with thunderstorm, mainly in the afternoon, the high 80 at the coast, 86 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
It's Paris in the swinging 60s, and Bernard is living the high life. He's got a great career, a beautiful apartment, and 3 fiancées, each one a beautiful airline hostess. Bernard manages to keep the 3 from finding out about each other as they fly in and out of Paris until Boeing introduces a new, faster aircraft, and all the schedules are changing. It's Boeing Boeing, a hilarious comedy live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater through April 14th. Tickets are available at 352-236-2274 or online at okalacivictheater.com. No wonder they call Paris the City of Love.
Hi, I'm Fran Tarkenton, former NFL quarterback and member of the Hall of Fame. I know the importance of a game plan. A plan is the key to your success as well. Join me on Common Sense Retirement Planning Sunday at 10 a.m. on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM The Source. And call us at 855-770-7926 for a free consultation with my financial professional in your area. See you on the radio 10 a.m. Sunday here on WOCA.
Hello all, Joe Martone here for Karaoke Time. You hear me each morning for the segment of Fun with Joe? Well, fun is what I do. So the next time you want to have a get-together, for just about any reason, give me a call. 470-0276 for Karaoke Time. That number is 470-0276. Everybody likes to sing, and with the words on the screen, it's just that much easier. Call Karaoke Time, 470-0276 for the next event, big or small.